Hi there, this is Andrea. This is a continuation on the subject of love. The first vlog that I did was specifically called I Love You Spiritually. And in this vlog, I'm going to be taking on the concept of love with regards to ourselves and each other and humanity and everything and everybody that exists here with us on this planet. So you could say the topic of this vlog is called Why Do I Love Some People But Not Others? So if we look at love in this world, you'll notice an interesting thing with regards to how we experience love and what we call love. I will, for example, say, oh, I love my family, but all of those other millions of families over there, I don't love them. Why? Some people say that it's because of blood. Blood is apparently what makes people special towards each other because they have the same DNA and they have the same blood flowing through their veins. Some will say it's because we come from the same mother-father. Therefore, family is loved automatically by each other because we come from the same parents, the same lineage. Then people will say, okay, I will love that person because it's my friend, because I have seen things within that being that I appreciate and that I enjoy, and that gives me enjoyment and has a specific purpose in my life. So I like and love Susan or John because of who they are, and therefore they're my friend, or, you know, I include them in my life. You might then say, okay, I love that guy or that lady from a romantic perspective, a relationship perspective, because yet again, they have certain characteristics that I want within my life, and we are romantically involved, and therefore I love that person. So now you have an example here of the types of people that we love: our family, friends, children, partners. You could even say, I love that sports team or that sports player because they do things that make me happy. You could also take it a step further and say, I love that politician, or I love that movie star. Same principle of they do something that brings me a point of enjoyment. So my question here is love real? If we can say, okay, look, hold up. I only love those people and that pet and that animal and that thing and that, thing that I can buy with money. But I don't love anything else on the planet unless it brings me direct enjoyment and pleasure. And as humanity, therefore, we have defined love as something that is without substance, something that cannot be trusted. Because in every given moment, you can also change your mind. I mean, if John goes and cheats on you, you don't love him anymore. Or, like what happens to many people, you fall out of love with the person. How many times has it happened to us where you meet this guy or girl, you fall passionately in love, this is the one, this is it, and something changes. 3, 4, 5 years later, something within you changes, or something changes within the other being, and then you look at this person, you go, actually, no, I don't love you as much as I used to because of X factor. Then you fall out of love with the person, or you love them less, or you love those characteristics that you appreciate in the beginning less. Same with anything else. I love that sports team. 3 years later, the sports team is not doing so well. Now you don't love them anymore. In other words, that energetic feeling that you generate inside yourself that we call love is now not the same anymore. And that is how we have, like consumerists, we have made love something very cheap, like a fast food thing that you just, oh, I love you now, later, don't love you anymore. And this is what we have done with the word love. The living definition of love is not what we proclaim it to be. If each person was to go and write down, this is my definition of love, you will see that it is without substance because it cannot stand the test of time. Meaning, you cannot say that your definition of love, which is, for example, How would one describe love? Love would be a feeling. You cannot describe it as anything else. You can try, look inside yourself, go and access your point of love, for example, in relation to your partner or your mother or father. You will notice that it is a feeling that comes up. If you were to have a lineup of 20 people and 2 of those people I was strangers off the street, and 2 of those people, random points, I was to replace with your mother and over there your partner. As you scan through that lineup, you would have all kinds of judgments and backchat thoughts coming up in relation to these strangers, like, oh, she's fat, or hey, look at that guy, he looks nice, or he's short, or, I don't like that woman, she looks odd. And then you come across your mother. Oh, that's my mum. Feel love. And then go through the lineup and, either feel nothing towards the rest or have judgments towards them like, oh, they look so good, or, what a shitty shirt that guy's wearing. And then you would come across your partner and you'd be like, oh, I feel love. So it is a feeling that one generates within yourself from childhood. From childhood, we are taught what love is within the concept currently in this world. That it is, if you see mommy and you see partner, or you hear the name or see a picture of mommy, daddy, sister, partner, child, best friend, soccer team, that's love. We love you, darling. And that's how parents teach children to take a word, concept, person, picture, and attach a value of love to it based on a feeling that is generated. If one was to go and say, no, come on, love is more practical than that. It has more substance to it than that. You can go and say, okay, it is to do good deeds for each other. It's to appreciate each other in word and deed. It is to support each other. I support my sister, she supports me, or, I do the dishes for my partner so that he then goes and does the washing. It's like a support point. It's a caring point. You get sick, I'll take care of you unconditionally because I love you. It is various definitions. Different cultures and different societal groups will label love differently, but for most, love comes down to a certain value and a definition that we have given it. Now, as for loving each other, that doesn't exist in this world. I mean, the reason why I'm doing this is because I say that love is without substance. Love is always a point of self-interest. Love is not love currently in this world. You cannot say that you really truly love your partner or even your sister, because let's take away the DNA and the fact that it's the same mother-father family system holding everybody together, and you take your sister and you go and put her inside the body of a person who you currently dislike. The love is gone. The love doesn't exist in the first place. If your child was not your child, but some Somalian starving toddler, there would be no love. There would be no consideration. So love is very much dependent on, I love you, first of all, because I've been taught to love you. I've been taught, hey, you love your family. Okay, all right. You're supposed to love sport, and then you go about in your life and you go and find the sport or the hobby or the sort of passionate hobby that you participate on the internet, and you go and you develop this feeling for it and you call it love. And as human beings within a mind consciousness system, we have become addicted to energy. Therefore, we will attach values to things and then we'll call that love. Oh, I so love that band. Oh my God. And therefore, love is this exchange point between you do what you do so that I can look at you doing what you do, so I can generate this energy inside of myself, and I love you for it. Thanks. Thanks, McDonald's. But boy, oh boy, let that supermodel or that movie star become fat or have pimples on her head or decide to shave her head. Over and done with. I do not love you anymore because you don't make me access these values and pictures inside of myself of beauty and power and extravagance and specialness, everything that I don't stand equal to within myself that I place onto another, and then I say I love that person. So love therefore has no substance. And as I've just said, as humanity, we therefore have turned love into complete self-interest, and we don't love each other. We claim that we love everybody, especially people who are religious and spiritual, apparently love everybody. But is it really so? Go and look at it for yourself. Let's just take a general conversation like I've had with people with regards to the current economic system. The current economic system, capitalism, is causing billions of beings to go without food, basic requirements. They are being targeted in wars. They are being targeted in political corruption, all because of money. We know that this is the problem. We can see it everywhere on the news, everywhere. We know it. You cannot be a human on this planet and tell me, "Oh, I didn't know that." You know how many people actually, sometimes I'll be sharing something on Facebook, or I'll be reading where somebody else has shared something on Facebook about some form of abuse that has happened in the capitalism system. And people will actually go and make comments, "Oh my God, I did not know that that was happening." Or myself or somebody else will present a solution. Okay, equal money system. Let's find a solution. Let's change the economic system. People will actually go, "But it's not that bad. Don't be so negative." So first of all, one could say that there is an immense problem, first of all, with how we see the world. And that our filtering system with regards to how we see the problems that are currently happening in the world there's an immense problem, first of all. Secondly, then people look at the problem and they go, okay, yeah, there's a problem. And then I'll, for example, or somebody else will suggest, let's change the money system so that it supports life. And people will go, no, 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 no. You're not taking away my money, are you? And then we explain to people, for example, what would be an equal money system? What would it mean to change the economic system, which is actually irrelevant and should be supporting me as life here, not me here to support the money system, only living and surviving to support the money system. Let's make it about the system should support all life, all beings equally here as life. Food, basic requirements, place to live, equal opportunity to express yourself, no fear of survival. And you go and suggest that, and people go, no, 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 no. You're not going to give another person the same that I have. No, that's just not going to work. So then you address the issue of love, and you say to people, look, let's observe within our world and within our words what we have just said by saying, I don't want others to have equal opportunity to me. I don't want them to have access to basic resources, access to, food and water and shelter. And then you explain, but that would be the real definition of love, not a picture and what you can do for me and how you can make me feel, but making sure that all can live and be alive equally. Not I own you by owning your expression and getting something from your expression, and that's sorry if you don't give me what I want, you can be the majority groups that are left there to suffer. Sorry for you. Love, by its definition of itself, should be equal and should be substantial in that everybody gets the same love, is loved, is lovable, and that love in itself is not sometimes it's this and sometimes it's that. So the theme of this video is the point of reconsidering, first of all, that in one's lifetime we tend to want to live this life quickly. Oh, I'm going to die one day, so I'm just going to love the people I want to love and love the things I want to love and screw the rest. I'm saying that to me is unacceptable, because not only am I standing by and watching other beings suffering immensely so that I can live a comfortable life within the capitalism system, but I'm also, as their equal, a being that has been placed on this earth, equal to all of them, birthed from and within the physical, standing by and watching other humans bully those beings and exploit those beings while I stand by and watch. And then I call myself a loving human being, a spiritual human being, religious, whatever, even to then claim I love another, or I love people, or I care about humanity, is then a complete lie. Thirdly, you know, the next generations, everything is getting worse and worse and worse. You just need to do proper research on the internet and from watching television or whatever to actually go and see what is happening on this planet, and it is getting worse. It's fine for me in my safety bubble with a house and a car and a job to go and say, oh well, it's not happening to me and it's not happening to my family, phew, I'm fine. Your child has to go and work in the system, and that child's child has to go and work in the system. So the millions and billions of beings that we are seeing right now that are being exploited, where exploitation is getting worse and the degrees are changing and the methods of exploitation are getting more extensive, there is a very, very, very good chance that your child or your child's child is eventually going to end up in this mind-possessed world, being the victim and the target of either unemployment, losing everything, being abused, ending up in an abusive relationship, having everything taken away from them or losing everything, not being able to feed their children, and so forth. The sins of the fathers of what we accept and allow now being carried on. So a simple change, a practical change, would be to start considering, how do we change the world so that love is a real manifestation, not just empty words spoken, but a real point that we all live and apply. And then you don't have to run around your entire life doing charities and, you know, loving this way and having this organization where you love this group of people to try and lift them out of their abusive situations. That's, you know, charities and little groups that are doing these things are grasping at straws, actually. They're might change things for these 40 people or these 100 people, but the bigger system of capitalism is still churning in the background and is swallowing in beings, and chaos is ensuing no matter what these small groups and organizations do. And the entire point is being misunderstood, that we are all protecting capitalism. If we turn our back on capitalism problem and go, I'm going to start a charity and organization over here, I'll help these 100 people. Let's go and look at the bigger problem, which if we sort that out once and for all, by, for a moment, not going in self-interest, oh, but I, or, no, but what about my, or, but I can't give up my, and looking at what is best for everybody. From now on, what mistakes have we made? How do we correct it? How do we change everything from now on to bring about a sustainable solution that is going to sustain itself, and everybody is going to live equally supportive lives, have all their necessities seen to, and you actually get to live on this planet. So that is my point with regards to love for this video. Thank you very much.